What's up, everybody? We're not liberal, we're not Republican, we are free thinkers here at Shame on News. And of course, Parler has been banned, and now they're suing Amazon. They also said it was like pulling the plug on a hospital or something. Anyway, that's not true. But the fact of the matter is, this was going to happen when you ban people from Twitter. They're all going to go somewhere. Now, here's the thing. Amazon and Google and Twitter and all these people claim the reason why Parler is banned is because they had dangerous right-wing people on the site. Well, number one, of course there's going to be more of those people on the site because they're all banned off Twitter. I'm banned on Twitter, and I didn't even do anything. There's tons of people banned on Twitter and places for non-political reasons. They've just been banned for breaking terms. Thus, they're going to flock to places like Gab and Parler. But here's the thing. You know, they're like, oh, they set up the Capitol Hill thing or whatever else happened. Yes, or maybe some of them did, but here's the thing. You can see countless examples throughout the internet of people who killed police officers, did terroristic things, killed their spouse, killed other people, and they announced it on YouTube, Google, Twitter, and Facebook. So the claim that, listen, these people organized here and they said they were going to do it and we've got all the proof and then they went and did it. Well, tons of people did that on Facebook, Twitter, Google. That's where they're all organized all the time because bad people are going to organize things in places. That's just what happens. So for some reason, if somebody does something bad and they're on Parler or Gab, the answer is to ban them from everywhere and shut them down. But if somebody plans something bad on Facebook or Twitter, it's too late. You know what I mean? These people executed their killings. People bragged about stuff on live streams on Facebook and on YouTube. And then you might say, well, yeah, but then they got banned. Well, yeah, and then they got banned on Gab and Parler as well. Just like they got banned, the guy who attacked the synagogue years ago, he came off of Parler. But these people also have accounts on YouTube and Facebook where they do the same thing, but they're still on Google app. They're still on Apple app or whatever Apple's store. I don't even know. I don't have Apple, but you know what I mean. The fact of the matter is, you can take a look at this video even from the founder of Gab.
Synagogue killing 11. Opened fire inside a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania synagogue, killing 11 people.
And since then, a lot of attention's been focused on a website called Gab.com, a social media platform where the accused shooter, Robert Bowers, posted comments expressing anti-Semitic views.
Do you guys think there aren't crazy people on Facebook, Twitter who also say the same thing? Do you know how many people have committed a crime and followed through on a crime that said they were going to do it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter? Does that mean shut down Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter? No, it means shut down that person and try to monitor your site better. That's what it means. It doesn't mean take them down. But I guess it does if you're Gab, because big tech, Facebook, and Silicon Valley and everybody are going to bully up and get rid of you because you're competition. You must be gotten rid of because you're competition. But we're going to hide behind a tragedy and pretend like we did something.
A man named Andrew Torba founded the site. Torba spoke exclusively with Mark Hiller from our sister station in Pennsylvania.
Wearing a cap that says make speech free again, Gab.com founder Andrew Torba finds his social media platform
It was 2 years ago, by the way.
To the worst mass shooting at a synagogue in U.S. history.
And I was horrified to find out that this alleged terrorist, was on our site.
Gab's domain provider took the site offline after learning Robert Bowers, the accused gunman at Tree of Life Synagogue, had an anti-Semitic digital footprint on Gab and posted just minutes before the attack, quote, "I'm going in." Torba claims Gab is a victim of unfair guilt through association.
There are bad people in the world, and they are on every social network. They are on the internet. And for the media to attack us and blame us for the actions, these horrific terroristic actions of one man who bears the sole responsibility for this, no one else.
He also believes his site, which he says has more than 800,000 community members, helps expose dangerous individuals who otherwise would lurk in silence.
He's right about that. When you allow free speech, you expose people. And when they think they're free to speak, they might go further and further, and you might end up catching somebody who's going to do something bad. That's the good thing about free speech. If you block it everywhere, they go into little portals somewhere in cubby holes, and then they get into little groups, and then you don't catch them doing bad things or talking about the bad things. So far, most of these places are out in the open. So you actually would think that Facebook, YouTube, Google, and Gab and Parler would actually catch these people a lot quicker because it's so obvious and easy to search terminology on those websites, and you're giving up your right to be searched because you're posting publicly on those websites. So this is actually a good thing, and that's what that statement kind of means there from the CEO 2 years ago on the website. And I hope you guys hit that like button down below, and I hope you subscribe right here to Shame on News. We got more of this stuff. I'll be covering this stuff till the cows come home. The dogs come home. I don't know what that means. Maybe in China the dogs come home and then you eat them. I don't know.
More speech is always going to be the answer to combat bad speech or hate speech.
Right.
Torba says while his Gab platform allows people to speak freely, he's enforced guidelines. Case in point, he claims, is his removal of some 100,000 bots connected with the alt-right computer hacker Weave, known for its calls of genocide against non-whites.
Free speech is not anarchy, and I think a lot of people misinterpret that. They think that free speech means you could say anything and do anything you want, and that's just not true.
While Gab is down, Torba says don't count him or his site out.
He's right. Now they're back bigger and better than ever. And this just came in earlier. Gab is gaining 10,000 new users every hour right now. And probably Parler's pissed off about that because they should be gaining tons of people. And what they're going to try to do is make you guys associate Parler and Gab with, right-wing Nazis or something like that. They're going to do that, but it's not true. They banned so many people off of Twitter. These people got to go somewhere. Now, I must admit, when I go on Parler and when I go on Gab, as a person who always had more liberal values and leans a little bit more left on things, when I see many of the people's posts, I kind of roll my eyes a little bit like, oh my God, it's like a straight up, it's Texas in here. But there's also a lot of left-wing people there too who have been banned and censored for jokes or comedy or just whatever. And there's no problem with the right-wing people that are there and even some of the extreme alt-right type of people that are there. But what is concerning is you do see a lot of sort of over-the-line type of stuff where you're like, damn, that's kind of freaky, you know what I mean? And you can't help but like feel a little bit dirty, you know what I mean? But it's the only place to go. You know, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? So you're just in this right now. My analogy is like Australia when it was a penal colony, when they used to send all the criminals there, right? You send all the criminals there, and for a long time, these people are horrific and stuff. But eventually, you know, the good people start working their way in and people start becoming better. And, you know, the more people start evolving and having kids and people start growing up better and the penal colony thing's over and they become a great country. You know, I mean, you become a great place. So, yeah, right now you're getting some of the worst sent over there. But eventually it will evolve, hopefully, and grow to a safe ecosystem where they'll be able to weed out the real racists. Not the people who are just racist because of their beliefs. I'm talking about real racism and real terror. They'll be able to get rid of that stuff and then exist. But big tech doesn't even want that to happen. They want them dead on arrival. Dead right now. Dead right now. Do it to them. Dead right now. You gotta go. No chance. Twitter had chances for years. YouTube had chances for years. Facebook had chances for years to grow and evolve and become what they became, but you will not get in the big boys club. You're banned on Amazon. You're banned on Google. You're banned on Apple. We'll ban your IP address. We'll ban your PayPal account so you can't make money. Oh, your credit card processor will ban that too, so you're left with nothing but Bitcoin, potentially, right? You might only have Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Eventually, they're going to probably try to eliminate the transfer of Bitcoin. I don't know what they're going to do. Or eventually, they're going to stop you from using the internet. That's right. If you do something that they don't like by just being and believing something, not terroristic stuff, but believing something the wrong way, you'll be labeled a terrorist, and then they'll tell you you can't use the internet, and they'll get your company off the internet. That's what's coming next. We predicted this. This has happened. Next is you aren't allowed on the internet. You're going to have to create your own web browser, your own other thing, your own this or that and the other thing. There's going to be pirate sites. There's going to be dark web talk. There's going to be pirate websites. It's going to be illegal to broadcast, illegal to go to. If you go to the site, they're going to bring it up in your history and expose you. And they're going to say, this guy visited Gab.com. This guy has a Gab.com. He must be a terrorist. He must be a Nazi. But you're not a Nazi and you're not a terrorist. You might even be a liberal fucking hippie. That's what's coming, baby. Hey, listen, it sounds insane, but it's not. If you went back in time and told people about Donald Trump being elected, they'd think you were crazy. If you went back in time and told people about 2020 and the pandemic, they'd think you're crazy. If you went back in time and told people about what happened at the Capitol the other day, they'd think you're crazy. If you went back in time in 2008 and you showed people Antifa and some of their rallies and stuff that's been going on, they'd think you're crazy. Here's the bottom line. When Bernie didn't get elected, the DNC cheating created Donald Trump, as well as Obama for years, created Donald Trump. I voted for Obama. Created Donald Trump. Antifa created the Proud Boys, right? And Twitter and Facebook and YouTube gave birth to Parler and Gab. Do you understand what's going on here? You are creating your own opposition by singling people out and attacking them. Antifa, attacking people that aren't racists and bigots. They're just attacking people and burning businesses. Well, you created the Proud Boys. These people were a joke group of people, and then eventually they became something like, hey, let's go stand up to those people. Let's go down there and let's keep people safe, which is a great thought. But then keep people safe turns into now we're going to be dickheads too. And these groups always devolve into terrible stuff. Every group, let me explain to you, every single group of anybody always devolves into bad. Even straight edge people. Guys, let me give you the example. I knew straight edge people that were wonderful. Hey man, I'm straight edge. I don't drink and I don't do drugs and stuff. Yeah. That's great. But I also witnessed, and you can look the news stories up, straight edge people who would attack so many people. And sometimes they would attack people outside of a bar. They'd be walking by a bar and some guy'd be stumbling around outside. The straight edge people would beat the shit out of the guy while screaming, like, we're stronger than you, pussy, and stuff like that, and like, you drunk loser, and they'd beat the guy up, and they'd feel good about themselves because they're not on drugs, and they would beat a guy up, literally calling about how they're perfect. When you start to believe that you're perfect or better than everybody else, that's when things get dangerous. And unfortunately, that's the power that many groups unlock for people, whether the group started good or bad. Groups a lot of times devolve into bad, or groups do give birth to a certain portion of their group that is bad, because you have good and bad people in everything. So when you have a group, you're always going to have a portion of the group that turns bad. It just always happens. And then the whole group will be blamed for the whole thing. If you have a basic understanding of how this works, then you understand. And that's why you won't attack a whole entire group and label everybody as something all the time, because you understand how groups can work. Now, I understand people are scared and people are going to get scared, but that's the way I see it, man. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below. Gab has video now. Parler's still down and they're suing Amazon. I don't think that's going to work for them, but I think they just need to go the route Gab did, create their own infrastructure. Maybe Gab and Parler need to come together or something. I don't know. Maybe they should talk and put their minds together. I don't know. But they're already labeled like, or they're terrorists. So where are the people supposed to go? If you're banned off Twitter, you're banned off Facebook, and you're banned off everything, but we need the internet to do stuff and to work and to get our thoughts out there, well, where do you go? If you're liberal, or if you're independent, or if you're Republican, or if you're none of those things, and you've been banned off Twitter and Facebook. Because we already see people getting banned off Twitter and Facebook who aren't Nazis, who aren't fully like crazy people. They're just regular people. I'm banned on Twitter for doing nothing. Like, come on, I'm IP banned. So where do people go? And if they go to those sites, what, they're going to be labeled a terrorist? What? That's terror in itself. Anyway, leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Leave a like, leave a sub, become a sub. We got more videos coming. It's Shame on News, and you can't handle the news. Here's some other videos popping up that you might have missed. I've been doing this for years, if you don't know, and we'll be back later with some more info. Please share this video everywhere. We need you.